respond to it?
Okay, ma'am. He was charged with a burglary of a habitation. Okay, but he only got caught with pawning some stolen goods. So the state indicted him by using an enhancement in order to elevate his case to a high degree offense, which means that instead of giving him lesser included offense punishment, they gave him first degree 60 years for the offense of burglary of a habitation as opposed to uh, possession of a stolen goods by theft. So with that being said, man, now here it is. His sentence too is disproportionate to the offense charged, or the offense that should have been charged. So now he was given ineffective assistance of counsel. Why? Because the fact that his attorney failed to challenge the the jury's charge and show that there was insufficient evidence to find him guilty for the offense of a burglary of a habitation. So that's where he's at right now with his case. He's trying to find out how did he get so much time for an offense that they didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, we all know that. That's just that's just crazy. And when I did my research, they only supposed to go back 10 years for the to enable to use the enhancements. And Mr. Holliday said that his was 20 years. I heard a lot of that is going on as well. I talked to Mr. Kemp out of Denver, and as we know, he was only what they charged him for only carried 6 years prison sentence, but the judge recalled, I guess he threw out the jury verdict and he sentenced him, even though he had a jury trial. And Mr. Kemp was sentenced to life without the possibility of no life with the possibility of parole, plus 193 years on top of that life sentence for a crime that only carries 6 years. So we see a lot of that happening, and yes, there's a lot of bias in the criminal justice system towards our African American men and our brown brothers. Ugh. But how can we change this? What can we do? That's what can we do to change it? How can this be reformed? How can they write this? What they? How can how can it be did? How can it be reformed? Can you tell me that
Okay.
in like 4 minutes? Or well, 2 minutes,
Yes,
because then
ma'am.
we gotta go.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. In a lot of cases like the Texas law parties, the enhancement allegations, the jury process, the blacks being convicted by all white juries, and issues with judicial impartiality of, being over sentenced and overly incarcerated. These issues are already on the presser, on the tablets. I mean, on the constitutional ballots. It's just the fact that these court officials, these judges, these district attorneys, these lawyers are not actually complying with the rule of law. So now issues like this has to be challenged through advocacy in order to bring these issues back to the floor of the Texas lawmakers to have them to enact laws that make sure that these judicial court judges, these lawyers, these district attorneys enforce the law, the rule of law, because it's disproportionate. Not only is it disproportionate, it's judicial impartiality because too many people are being wrongfully and overly convicted by judicial impartiality of jury members, of judges, of district attorneys, of attorneys being paid, to help the court get convictions, as opposed to representing them in their best interest, man. So yes, man, we would have to challenge our constitutionality by filing a petition to the Supreme Court, to have the Supreme Court to come down and acknowledge the fact that a lot of constitutional rights are being violated by the lower courts. And that's what we have to do. We have to advocate for what we call nothing but the truth. We have to advocate for nothing but justice within our criminal justice system, man. And that's what we have to do. and ask for all of those who have been wrongfully and overly convicted to be given the trials.
Right. So,
and that's what we have to do, man.
On that note, we got 2 minutes left.